You?
I'm all right.
That's good.
Yep. So, I'm pretty sure you are well aware that many people are into Pokemon Go ever since it came out.
I even tried it just to see what I know, of course, on my phone it would work, but then again, I just wanted to see. I was actually waiting until it hit the Apple store on the where I could download apps on the iPhone and such. And so when it was available, I was like, okay. So I was at the mall, and and it, actually, come to think of it, when you since I played it, for like briefly, and I even downloaded it off of my iPad too, and apparently I had, when I was like looking, like when I was using my iPad or was it my iPhone, I can't remember, but I remembered catching a Squirtle, and it was lounging around on my banister upstairs. I was like, interesting. Okay, I had a
Do you like Squirtle?
apparently because it's a turtle, and I like
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I remember. Of course, you had a pet turtle, of course.
and so when I was I haven't really I haven't really thought of it until now. Maybe because he was lounging around because I had a turtle. And so it's like, it was just standing around, and I was like, interesting. So I caught it, but as after I downloaded the game, a couple of days later went by, and apparently, like so many different people are like, it's a dangerous game. Forewarning.
No
It's a,
kidding.
it's
Dangerous is right.
it's dangerous for those who are not paying attention. When
Exactly. It can be dangerous when they don't pay attention to places like around them while they're playing. Sometimes they don't look where they're going. And
it,
next thing you know, something crazy happens.
it's just like when texting started to be a fad.
Texting and driving, yeah.
Well, yeah, texting and driving too, but one thing that since it's the top when we're talking about Pokemon Go, uh, the reason why I brought up texting is because one person. I actually saw this on Facebook. I don't know if it was on Facebook or before it. Facebook. Actually, Facebook wasn't around. I don't think. Well, it's starting up to, but I think I heard this on the news or whatever, that someone was walking and texting, and they walked inside of a manhole. It's like, whoa, like
What?
inside of a manhole, and then when a couple of days ago, or what was it, couple of months ago, and a month ago or whatever, someone walked off a cliff. It was like, now if I was playing Pokemon Go heavily like everyone else, I would definitely would watch where I'm going, definitely. And especially,
Yeah, of course, you got to.
it's great. Well, good thing that I was playing it at the mall, because there was actually a couple of Pokemon that I actually did caught. But then after that, then I started reading up on Facebook where they started to track you. I mean, the company who made Pokemon Go isn't Nintendo. Since I don't have anything in front of me right now, but I'm sure that everyone knows. Um, so they made a game since it's with Nintendo characters, and even them, they were using Google to track people. And when you are looking on the news, or hearing on the news, or watching on the news, or whichever that you see fit, then you would hear like people, even on Facebook, people would find like dead bodies, playing Pokemon Go. And it's just and since they're playing Pokemon Go, what people didn't really know is it actually would track you, because every cell phone has a GPS, unless if you had it turned on, and it would actually know your destination. And so when it's kind of funny on how depth this is going, because once it tracks you, then it's actually helping like the FBI or whatever. It's kind of interesting. But then again, if they did that to like comprehend with one another, where it could actually help. It actually did help a lot of people, especially if you heard on Facebook or whatever. There was this autistic kid. He was like with his mom, and he was like sitting by a tree, and some people just went over by him and just stepped on a barbecue sauce bottle and got him or whatever, and stuff like that. People just sometimes. And actually, come to think of it, as of now, yesterday, I was like looking on Facebook, and they were saying something about that the company who made Pokemon Go is banning all the people who are cheating on Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah, I actually looked that up. And by the way, about that banning Pokemon Go cheaters.
How can you? What I just don't understand is, why would you want to use a GPS or designation application like that and actually cheat? It's not it's not a real game. I mean, per se. Actually, if you ever heard, I think I don't know when it started, but I think it was like 2007 or even further than that. There's actually something that's like Pokemon Go that is actually still around, and it's called geocaching. And if you go onto the website, something about geocaching, and you'll actually see that there's something that's like Pokemon Go. That's what I was saying about Pokemon Go. This is just a geocaching type of application, but they're using Pokemon characters, and for some odd reason, that Nintendo is like, oh yeah, this is going to be the top thing, and they had no idea what this is going to be about, and then all of this happened. It's like
permanently banning Pokemon Go cheaters. I still can't believe they would even make an article like this.
Well, for those who are playing, for those who are massively, well, I won't say addicted, but I mean, there's probably, when Pokemon Go first came out, people who are in Europe couldn't play it until now, I don't think. and they were like, "Oh man, we can't play Pokemon Go," and then after that Japan is finally into it and everything. That's going to be crazy in Japan. That's going to be crazy right there. That but I haven't really like checked up all the statistics for Japan, but if it's something exactly like what's going on over in the West, it's I don't think it would be as crazy, but it would be very popular in Japan.
Yes. So, you said before that you caught a Squirtle when you were playing for a little while, but what other Pokemon did you catch besides Squirtle? Do you remember?
Let's see. I caught a lot. I caught a lot of Rattata, and
Ah,
uh,
wow.
speaking of Pokemon Go, and when someone actually made a Pokemon rap, and it's all the Pokemon that you would see in Pokemon Go. Like one of them was like Squirtle, one of them was Rattata, and one of them was some other, like Butterfree, and it would just name those Pokemon. It wouldn't name like the 125 Pokemon. It would.
That doesn't surprise me because I go on YouTube a lot and I see like a lot of Pokemon raps. They make like their own things. Like besides, you remember the original Pokemon rap
Yeah.
that yeah. But these guys on YouTube, they just love to make their own kind of Pokemon raps. I've heard a lot of them, especially they did like a parody of the song Milkshake from Khalees. Have you heard of that one?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I'll look it up after we do this video.
It goes something like this. My Pokemon brings all the nerds to the yard and they're like, do you want to trade cards? Damn right. I want to trade cards. I will trade you, but I'm a Charizard. My Pokemon brings all the nerds to the yard and they're like, do you want to trade cards? Damn right. I want to trade cards. I will trade you, but I'm a Charizard.
Okay, I gotta look that up now. I gotta look that up when we're done with this video. That's just too funny right there. I knew something like that would happen.
Do you remember that original rap song called Crank That Soldier Boy?
I think so. Not really, but that sounds familiar.
They did a parody song called Crank That Pikachu.
What are they come up? What are they gonna come up with next?
Right?
What are they gonna?
Unbelievable, right?
Well, I mean, hey, I mean, it's the hot topic of the hot topic of the day, and month or whatever when it started. When did it? I forgot when it came out, but a year later, probably it's going to be a little bit more out there, and like everyone is like, "What's Pokemon Go?" Everyone will know what Pokemon Go is by then, and so yeah. Well, I mean, you got to entertain the people who into into like catching Pokemon. A lot of my Facebook friends they're into it, and I kind of stopped because just because I could always start up again just use like a whole different email that I don't really use. But other than that, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Especially when I remembered playing it. I remembered. I actually just looked up on YouTube watching Lorenzo. Like this person who looks at the different things, and one of them was on Pokemon Go, and in the video he even said that a lot of people are going to church nowadays because most of the, even in my area, the church down the street is one of the Pokemon centers or whatever. I was like, okay, this is rather interesting, and
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Like, wow.
okay, I'll just for those who are not going, for those who are going to church but not going to church just to go to church, so you could actually just dress up in your Sunday clothes and just sit outside and catch Pokemon if you want. That'll be your. Actually, come to think of it, it would be rather funny if while during the sermons they would say, "Hold on, stay still, stay still." There's a there's a Pokemon on your head. It's like, what? Or something silly like that.
Yeah.
Just like in WWE, where Goldust and R-Truth was near the boss, and she was like, "Are you taking pictures of me?" And Goldust is like, "No, we would never do that." And it's like, "Oh, there's a Pokemon, there's a Pikachu." It's like, what? Well, it's.
God, like I said, what?
It's like, what? It's like Pikachu, oh, it's like, oh, Pikachu, you. It's like, and it's just too funny. Even I suppose in a way this could be entertainment in its own. I mean, it's there for. It actually did well. Come to think of it, coming down to the good things of it is it actually is helping children in the children's hospitals, because it would give nothing. It would give them something to do, even if it's in the hospital and such. But something like that. I mean, that's pretty good.
By the way, I just actually sent the link of the Pokemon parody song of Milkshake on your page, so when we're finished with the whole thing, you can see it for yourself.
Okay, I will.
So, let me ask you this. If you were still playing Pokemon Go, what kind of Pokemon would you actually would like to catch?
What I would like to catch, let's see, probably, I don't know, I would probably want to catch, I want to probably catch a Snorlax, because, that, I mean, for those who, I've seen that people actually did catch Snorlax, and I just like to catch the Snorlax, and just to see.
Why do you like Snorlax?
I don't know. Throughout, when he was introduced in the Pokemon anime, something about him seems funny. Even in Pokemon Yellow, when I was playing that, I actually came up to a Snorlax, and it's I don't know, it's kind of an interesting Pokemon, just
because it eats and sleeps.
yeah, pretty much. And also it just it looks like a big giant teddy bear.
Huh.
It looks like a big giant teddy bear when it sleeps. And I don't even know. I don't really know what it actually does when it. I don't even know if it actually does battle.
Well, Snorlax is a normal type Pokemon.
Yeah.
And of course it can do attacks. I mean, every Pokemon can do an attack.
Well, I know. Well, I know that, but I never really like. I never really when I was playing Pokemon Yellow or I never really like had to battle a Snorlax before, but I
Well,
mean,
did you know there's actually a website called Bulbapedia, and it shows you every single one of the Pokemon, and it tells you about its status and what it's all about and what type of attacks it uses and stuff, you know?
oh,
Have you heard
okay.
of Bulbapedia?
I know that there. I know that there's like a Pokepedia, Pokepedia or whatever. Like where
I
it's.
think I heard of Pokepedia, but I like the one that's called Bulbapedia. In my opinion, I think that website is a lot better because it shows, as I said, it shows you all of the Pokemon and all the attacks it does, and it describes about its appearance and names all different types of attacks, and they also show pictures of the anime, what the Pokemon are in the anime and such, you know?
Uh-huh. Interesting. I suppose I can. I'm sure that the. Well, I'm sure. Well, I don't even know if Pokepedia was. That just came out of my mind. I mean, I know something that had to do with, sort of like a wiki. Like a wiki. I think it's like a wiki for Pokemon. But the Bulba Pedia one that actually sounds pretty legit on how it sounds.
Yeah, I'm actually on it right now, and I'm actually on the page where they have Snorlax.
Oh.
Yeah, as I said, Snorlax is like a normal type Pokemon. Its original attacks usually are tackle and body slam.
Oh, sort of like a WWE superstar then.
It can also learn Hyper Beam too.
Interesting. From a Pokemon that likes to sleep a lot. No less.
Yeah.
That comes to show you on how much I really knew about some Pokemon, but I mean they're like the typical like the 150 and beyond, but some of the newer ones are just a little bit newer for me, but
I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Eevee, right?
yeah.
I love Eevee, and I love all the evolutions of Eevee, which is also known as Eeveelutions. But if I were playing Pokemon Go, and if I were to choose a Pokemon, one Eeveelution that I would love to have my own is Vaporeon. I just love Vaporeon so much because, first of all, I love water Pokemon. And quite honestly, I just love how Vaporeon looks.
Yeah, and it has a fish tail.
Yeah, a little bit tail fin. That's what I love about it the most. It's beautiful tail fin.
Yeah.
And notice the fin. You notice the fin that's actually its ears? That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Sort of like between like a certain species of fish and it's kind of interesting on when Pokemon or Pocket Monsters when first came out, it's like, wow, this is a revolutionary thing, and then when it brought to the West, it's like, like no one knew what Pokemon was until they just started liking it, and
You know, back when I was a kid, I never actually seen the Japanese versions of Pokemon. I first started watching Pokemon when I've seen the English versions. I was like 7 years old when I first started watching Pokemon.
when actually I have a friend that I talked to on Skype or I did, but he's still a friend of mine on Facebook. He actually did he actually did time sets for the original Pokemon or Pocket Monsters on in Japanese. What he would do is he would do the subtitling for the time set for the subtitling for the Pokemon for the Japanese ones, and some of the stuff that he showed me that he did, some of the some of the stuff that were in the original one, like obviously this will be very very old. Is that when Pokemon first came out, there's a episode where a lot of Japanese kids had seizures because of some of the bright colors and stuff like that. So kind of kind of interesting on what it would actually do to children and stuff like that. Yeah, it would be kind of cool to not catch a Rattata or something that's not typical that you would first find in Pokemon Go. I think since they updated the application, I think you would get. I don't know if you'll get more or something. It depends on where you live. Especially where I live, it's like you wouldn't even find anything unless if you like go to a church or a mall or a shopping center.
I still think it's actually funny that you actually found a Squirtle for your first try, especially knowing that Squirtle is actually the starter Pokemon from Chanto, the very first one of the very first starter Pokemon.
And I caught it. Yeah, I was like, oh, Squirtle was just like just standing on my banister and in my upstairs. I was like, oh, cool, all right, and I mean, it's kind of interesting that people would show you how to play, how to actually make successful throws and such, because a lot of times when since when you play Pokemon Go, I mean all the balls that you actually have like so many that you can use, and so if you run out, then you run out, and you just have to go to like a Pokemon Center.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny when it's kind of funny how Pokemon Go is here, and why not just do what Ash Ketchum did in the show, is walk to the locations instead of driving or something, unless if it's like something somewhere far, but somewhere like close by or something, just walk. Actually, that actually does bring me a good point. Is actually it does help a lot of people get exercise.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, oh, okay, I'll start. I'll just and I would see Pokemon players on my Facebook. They're like, well, I'm going on. I just told someone that I was going on a Pokewalk, and they're like, what? Oh,
Poke walk.
I'm just going on a walk, and it's like Pokewalk. It's like,
They'll be like, what the hell are you talking about, Poke walk?
Pokewalk. Oh, okay. I'll just no, that means I'm going for a walk so I can catch Pokemon. It's like, oh, okay. But Pokewalk. I mean, well, it makes sense. It makes sense.
I mean, even though I haven't played like Pokemon Go, because I can't exactly like play, because first of all I have like the tablet, the Samsung Galaxy 4 tablet. It doesn't seem to work on mine for some reason.
Huh.
It doesn't really like bother me as much. I mean, as much as I really want to play because everyone's been playing it. Instead, I've been playing some of my Pokemon games on Nintendo DS, my Nintendo DS.
Yeah.
And I still got some of my original Pokemon games from Game Boy. I still got my yellow version and my red version.
I actually had yellow, but then again, when I don't know why I sold it, or I don't know why I sold it, but then again, when I was like, okay, I was having Pokemon Yellow, uh, that I need to play it. Like I was like the urge to play it, and so I was like, okay. Went to GameStop. I think it was for like a couple of bucks or whatever. Then I checked all the Pokemon that they had. It's like, whoa, they did a lot better than what I did. But at least some of mine were pretty strong too. But these were like in the triple digits. Like, whoa, this is pretty cool. And I'm thinking, why would they want to sell this with stats like this? Like, okay, whatever.
I swear, sometimes it makes me want to play my Pokemon Yellow again.
Well, if you still have a Game Boy, might as well.
Yep, I still got my dark purple Game Boy Color.
Well, well, when I actually got Pokemon Yellow, I think when the Pokemon Color, when the Game Boy Color, when it first came out, first it was like the Game Boy Pocket. It was like the silver one, but when Color came out, there was like the different colors. So I was thinking, since I have Pokemon Yellow, might as well get a Game Boy Color that's yellow, and well, not to like be matching or whatever. And when I was working at Bugle Boy, uh, I was my God, I was playing Pokemon Yellow without no help, without no anything, without no guide or anything, and I was doing perfectly fine. I was like, I kind of miss it. I know it's on the 3DS now. That you can actually get the yellow in the the on 3DS, but still, something about Pokemon Yellow, the original, is just it's nostalgic. Speaking of Nintendo 3DS or DS or whatever, I actually had never had a DS before. It's still kicking in my I'm still kicking myself in the butt because of it, because there's still aside from you know aside from going off topic or whatever, but there's like other games that I want to play for it. But most of it would be for the newer Pokemon games. Especially like the newest one, the Moon and Sun. That
Yeah.
that actually is available on my birthday. The second game has ever been available on my birthday, aside from something that's not Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I was like looking on after I was looking on after they make Pokemon Yellow, I mean not Yellow, but Moon and Sun, they're actually going to make a Pokemon Z. I heard something.
Pokemon Z.
Yeah, because you gotta understand they made a Pokemon X and Pokemon Y, and they're going to make a Pokemon Z. That I heard. And they're actually going to make a Pokemon Z anime too, I think. So something like that or whatever.
You kind of wonder how long Pokemon will keep going on. It's amazing.
Well, let's see. I'm 38 now, and it probably came out in not like 92 or I think it came out in like 95 or something, and in Japan I know it came out in 95 or something, but I think it came out in like 99, 98 or 99 or something, because I remember my ex-girlfriend, she was like, oh, this is so cute, this is, pretty nostalgic right there. It's like, oh, this is
You know what? You're actually right. The franchise actually was created in 1995 in Japan.
Yeah, I was right. That just was going off of that was just going off of, I don't even have any information in front of me. And I was like, 1995, that probably seemed right, because, yeah, that does seem right.
Well, you guessed right.
Yay! And little after, I believe it's like 97 or 98 or 99 or whatever it's when it came out over here. Actually,
ever since Pokemon came out, I've just been totally hooked. I'll never forget that. I was like probably 10, I believe. On Christmas Day, mostly everything I got was on Pokemon, because my folks knew how obsessed I got with the anime and the games and stuff.
Come to think of it, Pokemon. I know that Pokemon came out in 95 in Japan, I believe a year later or 2 years later, because I remembered the first. I remembered after not even the full first season of Pokemon, they actually made a Pokemon, the movie, and that came out in 97. I remember, or 99, and because I remembered, yeah, it came out in 99. Because I remembered it came out in theater, and that was actually the first. That was actually the first movie that me and my ex-girlfriend actually went to see is Pokemon. Surprise, surprise. But yeah.
Have you seen the first movie?
Yeah, I've seen the first movie. I still have it on VHS.
That's cool. I can never watch that movie without crying. And I think I know I think you know where I'm coming from with this.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, and especially yes, I do. Especially, the ending of the first one, yeah. But also what was what I think it was in the beginning in the second one, Pokemon 2000, is where they were supposed to entertain Togepi. Now, now that was pretty cute. That was teamwork right there. You know that's interesting.
It's kind of easy to sound like Togepi.
Yeah.
Especially if you have that high voice.
Yeah. And let's see what else. Speaking of all the like what would your favorite Pokemon actually be? I mean, I know that there's like 250 now, but out of the 150, what is your favorite Pokemon?
Can you take a wild guess?
Pikachu, I know that, but aside from Pikachu,
that's kind of hard. I mean, I love a lot of the Pokemon, but I will say that my favorite types of Pokemon are like electric types. I think because of my love for Pikachu, I actually fell in love with many electric type Pokemon, and I also love water types too. So water and electric are like my two top favorite types of Pokemon.
yeah, I would actually have to say. It's equal. I have like an equal for land, for water, and for electric type. For water, I would have to like I would, oddly enough, when I first saw the episode of Misty with Golding, now that was an interesting Pokemon right there. And
I like Goldeen too.
it just
So
said
pretty.
it just it was just like well, not really a blowfish, but it was yeah, I mean it was a flatfish, but yeah, it's kind of interesting on what they come up with all these types of Pokemon, and most of the types are actually a figment of our imaginations, but they become like lovable. Like Onyx. I mean, who would ever thought of a snake like
Rock snake Pokemon.
yeah, and also the one that looks like a boxer. That's a cool one. Mind you, I don't have.
Which one are you talking about? I mean, there's like a few Pokemon that actually look like boxers.
It was the one. It was the one that he floats around. That he has boxing gloves. I know that there's other ones that actually does
floats around.
Yeah.
Can you be like a little more specific? Like, can you describe its appearance?
Let's see. It's sort of like it's sort of it's like a roundish Pokemon. It has like a angry like face, and it has like all it has is just the arms, and it has like boxing gloves on the end of it. I don't know if
I think you're talking about Primate.
Yeah. Okay.
And it kind of looks like it kind of looks like a pig.
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
Primate. That's Primate you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I don't think that they would be my favorite, but it's just kind of interesting on stuff that they come up with, and my favorites has to be my favorite has to be, you know, like the typical the starters for red, yellow. I mean, red, blue, and for red, blue, and what was the other one? Green, I think. Yeah, green. Um, you know, uh, Bulbasaur and Charmander and
Squirtle and
Squirtle.
Charmander.
No, those actually had to be my first my first main my first main favorites, of course, Pikachu, but and also Raichu, but Raichu came a little bit later. But Raichu is right up there, and let's see, Clefairy. Well, Clefairy is just hilarious just to look at. And let's see.
Why you say it's hilarious?
I don't know. It's just it's because it's a helpful Pokemon for what is it? Uh what is the nurse's name? I can't remember. It's been so long.
Nurse Joy?
Yeah, Nurse Joy. When I first seen Clefairy, it's like I did not know what that was until I. And it's kind of actually interesting when Ash sees a new Pokemon that he never sees, and he has the handy dandy Pokedex. Now that's
Yeah.
now that's wise to have.
I used to, speaking of a Pokédex, I used to have like the Pokemon, the Pokédex toy. It's like a little toy game that they used to have.
Yeah.
I loved that thing. I really loved it. I would always use it every day. And what it does is if you put the number, like, you know that every Pokemon has like a number, right?
Yeah.
Like for number 1, Bulbasaur is the first one.
Yeah.
But whenever you put in the right number, it'll show the number of that Pokemon. I miss having that thing.
It's, I remembered I wanted one of those.
And I still have my Pokemon card games too. I still have my Pokemon cards.
Actually, I never really collected any of the Pokemon card games, but I did see a couple of card matches, with Pokemon. It's like, oh, what, like what's this? Oh, Pokemon trading card game. Is like, oh, interesting. And so I when I saw the first movie. They actually had gosh, I'm trying to, I don't know if I still have it or not. I know I still do. Let's see.
Are you talking about those from those things, those golden card things?
Yeah.
I think I remember what you're talking about. I used to have one of those too. I had I think the one that I had was the one with Charizard. I think it was Charizard, I believe. I don't remember exactly, but I do remember having one of those.
I know that I knew that I had it around. I knew that I had it around me because I probably still have it. But it came with it actually was like a specialty item when you saw the first movie in the theater. They would give you like uh, uh they would get mind. Speaking of that, it was the one Pokemon. It was the one Pokemon that they had to that they had to like delete from the series because, or not delete, but change like had to alter it because of like the transformation or something. And so yeah, I still have it, and it's still sealed too.
Cool.
Yeah, I just had it just not too long ago, but oh well. It would have been a kind of interesting thing to show in the video, but I don't want to waste my waste my time to look for it.
Yeah, I understand. We've been making a long video.
I don't even know how long this is, so until
It's been like almost an hour.
well, good thing was well, I don't good thing was my good standing on YouTube. I could make as long as I want, but you know, for those who are watching this watching this video, we're just my friend and I, Black Beauty Venus, and I are just talking about Pokemon and Pokemon Go, anything that's Pokemon related.
Yeah, so all you Pokemon fans better be watching this.
Or someone will, I'm sure. You know, for this long of a video, this is my probably one of my very first full length videos that I've ever done. I mean, I know that I've done like probably like a 20-minute video, but not like an hour video. But
very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. But other than
is that okay with you?
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine with me.
Cool.
And how am I talking to Black Beauty Venus? Is I'm talking to her on the Facebook Messenger.
Yes, this is BBV here. So make sure that that you put my description below in case people are watching it if they want to add me, you know.
Yeah, and to subscribe. Yeah,
subscribe to my channel.
Of course I'll do. Of course, that everything will be down below.
Cool.
You know, and also the video that you posted me. I'll post that down below too. Just anything that we're talking about, I'll post it down below.
That's cool. Well, this wraps up this episode.
Oh, Pokemon Go and Pokemon in I don't know. Also, I had to think of a title for this video, but you know.
Or like Pokemon Go and Pokemon in general or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to make like a short title, but I'm sure you'll think of something.
Yeah, I'll think of something. All right
then.
Anyway, we'll talk to you later.
All right then. Take care.
One little thing that I was trying to look for when I was doing the video. This is the Pokemon card that I got when I went to see the first Pokemon movie, and so it was cool Porygon. So it's still sealed. I haven't opened it. And for the back, so yeah, it's just a regular Pokemon trading card game. It's actually pretty cool because it's you know, all the stats and you know the hologramics like thing, kind of cool. So yeah, this is what I was referring to in the video. So anyway, talk to you all later. Remember to rate, subscribe, and comment.